This video is on using the trigonometry formulae that can be found in the formula sheet. Now this is what you can find in the formula sheet. It says in any triangle ABC, so any triangle like this, where capital A is the angle and small a is opposite the angle and it's the length, and the same is for B and the same for C, and then these formulae here, they're true for this triangle. So we have here a triangle and we need to find the area of the triangle ABC. Now I can see that this one's been labeled differently. This is ACB going like this, and this is ABC. So I need to adjust this to make it work for my triangle here. So here I can see half times AB times sine C is, well, C is the angle in between the two lengths that I need to use. So I can say I need to use this angle and these two lengths here. So I can do half times, I'll write that down. I have a half times 8 times 5 times sine 70. Now all of this, I can just put that into a calculator and see what it gives me. So this gives 18.793852415718, and this to two decimal places would be 18.79, and this is centimeter squared, because we're working in centimeters and we're finding the area, so it will be centimeter squared. Now question 2, it says find the length of AC. So which of these formulas will I be able to use to find the length of AC? So I need to find the length of this. I have a length here and I have another length here and I have an angle. Now when I'm working with all three lengths and one of the angles, I can see it's going to be the cosine rule that I need to use, because with the sine rule I need to be working with two angles and two of the lengths. With cosine rule you need to be working with three lengths and an angle. So I'm working with three lengths, so this one I need to find, and these ones I already know, and the angle. So I'm going to use the cosine rule. Now there's two versions of it here. I need to find the length. So this one is kind of like a formula to get the length when I square root this side, so I'll get the length A. This one is a formula for the angle, so I'm going to use the one at the top. So here a squared, so this small a actually is going to be here, because I can see the angle that I have is here, so it has to be this angle and this length are opposites. So I have the angle here and the opposite is here. So I need to say this is small a for me. So AC squared. So it's going to be, so AC squared is equal to 8 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 8 times 5 times cos 70. Okay, now here I've noticed that some people make a mistake here when they're trying to simplify this bit here. So they do that, they say that this is 64, this is 25, and then they take away whatever this is, and then they multiply it to cos 70. And this is going to be wrong, because you need to multiply before you take away. So you can't take away this from what you have here. So you have this, and then you're taking away all of that. Okay, so in actual fact you can put brackets here, and then that will make it easier for you. Now I'm going to simplify that to show what I mean. So 8 squared is 64, and add 5 squared is 25. So 64 add 25 is 89. Now here I have 2 times 8 times 5. I'll do 2 times 5 first, which is 10, times 8 is 80. So I have, take away 80 times cos 70. Now here I can't say now 89 take away 80 is 9, and then say 9 take away cos 70, or 9 times cos 70. Okay, because we need to do times before we take away. So this is a common mistake that I've seen people make. So AC, so because I have AC squared here, if I square root this side, I'm going to get AC. So I'm just going to do that. So AC is equal to square root of all of this. Now at this point you can just put this into a calculator. So when you put this in a calculator, you will get 7.85101,194,3307. Okay, and here we found a length, so this to 2 decimal places will be 7.85 centimeters. Okay, now the next question, I need to find the angle A. So I need to find this angle. So this time I can work with this angle, this length, and actually this length as well. So I can use the cosine rule. I can use this version of the cosine rule because I know this length now. Or I can use this angle instead. So I can use angle and another angle and two lengths, this length and this length here. Okay, so I can use two angles and two lengths, or I can use this angle and then these three lengths here. So I'm going to choose the sine rule because I think this one's a little bit easier to work with. So we're going to use the sine rule here. So, and also this doesn't show this, but what you can do is you can take the reciprocal of all of this, and you're going to have sine A over small a is equal to sine B over small b, which is equal to sine C over small c. Okay, so I'm going to use that version. So we have question 3. So question 3, I have sine A, and the opposite side of capital A was 5 here. So sine A over 5 is equal to sine 70 over, now this was, so sine 70 over whatever I got here. So what the length of AC. The length of AC, here I've rounded it, but I'm not going to use the rounded value. I'm going to use this value here, and then I'm going to round my answer afterwards. So I'm just going to say 7.85101 and so on. So I'm going to use that value. So now to find the value of A, I just need to multiply both sides by 5, and then let's do that first actually. So sine A is equal to 5 times sine 70 over 7.85101 and so on. And then A will be equal to, if I take the inverse sine, so inverse sine, and I have 5 times sine 70 over 7.85101 and so on. Okay, and now I can type this into my calculator and then see what that gives me. So when I type that in, I get 36.759195. So 195,330 and 742. Now this is the point I'm going to round it. Okay, otherwise I could have made a mistake here with the rounding, and you can lose marks for these in the test. So you must be using this one and then round it after you've typed it into your calculator and you got your answer. This is when you round it. Okay, so this is going to be rounded to 2 decimal places. This is going to be 36.76, and this is the angle, so 36.76 degrees. Now the last question, I need to find the angle C. Now I just found angle A, and it was 36.76 to 2 decimal places. Now I can just say, well, all three of these angles need to add up to 180, so it's 180 minus the sum of these. Now this time I don't actually need to use this value, because whether I use this value or not, if I'm rounding to 2 decimal places, I will get the same answer as I would if I was to use this value. So I'm just going to use that value. So question 4, I have 180 take away 70 plus 36.76, and that gives me 73.24 degrees. Okay, so the only one here really that we haven't used is this formula here. Now I could have used this formula for question 3 it was. So I would suggest that you do that. Okay, so use this formula and try and answer question 3 using that, and see if you get the answer 36.76. Okay, and also I'd like you to answer these questions. Okay, so answer these questions as well, and then bring that to the lesson.